Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am an alcoholic through and through. Today, by the grace of God, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I couldn't be any more grateful nor thankful. We want to welcome you to this platform here today, regardless of what your addiction may be. You are absolutely welcome here. We support your pathway to recovery. And whichever pathway it is that you choose, well, we are here to help, and we definitely want to make sure that it works for you. If you're local to the Huntington, West Virginia area this week, tomorrow night, I encourage you to come on down and hang out with us. We are all going to crash the attitude adjustment meeting tomorrow night at Bates Presbyterian Church at 7 o'clock. It's a lot of fun just hanging out with like-minded folks. Encourage you guys to come on down. And then, of course, this coming Friday night at Pea Ridge United Methodist Church, also located here in Huntington, West Virginia. We're going to have the crosstalk meeting, and if you've never been to a crosstalk meeting, you won't regret it, I promise. So I want to encourage you to come on down to that crosstalk meeting at 7 o'clock this Friday night. Today, I want to talk about rebuilding trust. And some of the frustrations you may experience when you're trying to rebuild that trust, how to go about rebuilding that trust. And there's three elements that I try to always keep in mind whenever I start thinking about that rebuild of that trust. The first element is time. The second element is repetition. And the third element is consistency. TRC. Time, repetition, and consistency. Time takes time. We've heard that saying a million times. Dad joke. We've heard it so many times, in the rooms and from other folks. I always like to point out that, I didn't destroy my relationships overnight. It wasn't like I took one drink and all of a sudden, bam, I was, all my relationships, all the trust was gone in me. I'd lost all the trust. No, see, what happened was it took time for me to lose that trust. Now, granted, it was pretty well expedited, but it was over time, I was getting caught up in my lies of, I'm not drinking, or no, I stopped drinking 3 weeks ago. I'm not drinking anymore. Right? I'm not drinking. And sure enough, somebody come in my office as I'm holding the bottle up to, pouring a bottle down my throat. And my kids or my wife's like, I thought you said you weren't drinking. Oh, no, I'm just this one time. I'm gonna get back on the wagon come Monday. New year, new me. New week, new me. New day, new me. I fucking hate that saying. I do. I didn't destroy my relationships. I didn't lose that trust overnight. And it's unfair for me to think that I'm going to regain it overnight. Right? The second element is repetition, doing the next right thing. If I can't do the next right thing, I do the next thing right. And having my family, having those closest to me, those people that I care most about, having them see me do the next right thing, even when I may not want to, even when those character defects creep up, right? Even when those character defects try to come pouring out of me. When I may not want to do the next right thing, but I still make the choice to do the next right thing. My family sees me, they watch me doing the next right thing, even though I may not want to. Great example. My son, he absolutely hated how I used to eat whenever I would drink. And so when I stopped drinking, I also changed my eating habits. I started, learning exercise physiology and nutrition science. And so I started changing my eating habits. So not only did my son see me stop drinking, he saw me starting to go to the gym. He saw me starting to work out. He saw me starting to eat right. And I asked him not too terribly long ago, I said, when was it that you finally said, hey, you know what, maybe Dad's serious this time? I asked him, how long was it before you said, hey, maybe Dad's serious this time? And he said I was about 6 months in. And he said it was because he saw me making changes to my diet, my nutrition intake. He saw me making changes to my schedule, making sure I got to the gym and I was exercising regularly. He saw me responding different to different situations as opposed to responding like the asshole I was every time I drank. He saw me not going to the liquor store, not coming up with excuses. So that repetition, doing the next right thing, that repetition really helped solidify, at least in his mind and the rest of my family's mind, hey, you know what? Okay, maybe Dad's serious. Maybe Drew's serious this time around. And the third element there is consistency. doing it over and over and over again. And that really ties into the first two, if you think about it. Time and repetition equals consistency, right? The longer I do the next right thing, the more consistent I become. And the more consistency I have, the more credibility that I have whenever I do say, hey, you know what, I'm not drinking. No, I was just out late. I was out late with the guys, or we were out doing this. And okay, people don't have to worry about me being out, sneaking out to the liquor store, being out at the bar. So the time, repetition, and consistency, all three of those kind of all segue back into that credibility. And that credibility is how we slowly rebuild that trust. A lot of times we'll get sober and we'll be 30 days in, and then we'll say, well, why don't you trust me anymore? Well, I wonder why. I spent 20 fucking years lying to you, telling you I wasn't drinking, or I had stopped drinking. The last 2 months ago, whenever I got sober, I told you, I was going to get sober, and I got sober. And granted, I started drinking 30 days after that, but time takes time. It's going to take time for our folks and those people we care most about, for them to see that we are serious. All right. And it's through, being patient. We can't expect it to happen overnight. We can't expect to be 45 days sober and then expect everyone around us to start trusting us again when we spent years lying to them. We spent years trying to cheat them and steal their trust. Right? We can't expect it to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. It can take months. It can take years in some cases. And unfortunately, some cases we may not ever get that trust back, and that's fair too. That's part of us taking ownership. That repetition again, that helps build doing the next right thing, Always, if we can't do the next right thing, do the next thing right. Once people see that we're doing the next right thing, even though we may get a little angry or those character defects are coming out in us, we don't want to do the next right thing. When folks see us doing the next right thing, that adds to that credibility that we're ultimately trying to get after, right? And the third element there is that consistency. Regardless, no matter how many times something bad happens, no matter how many times we get bad news, bad information, whatever, no matter how many times we get frustrated because, maybe my wife doesn't believe me anymore, or my kids think I'm going out and getting high, no matter what, we have to be consistent with our behaviors. And what we're doing at the end of the day, we are proving to those around us, those people who are watching, and trust me, people are always paying attention. What we're doing is we're proving to those people that we have changed not only our thinking, but also our actions, our will in our lives. Our will is what we think. Our lives is the cumulative sum of all of our actions. That's what we're doing. And that's how we will slowly rebuild that trust, by reestablishing that credibility with those that we love. So I'll leave you with that today. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys keep me sober, and I couldn't be any more appreciative. I promise you, I know my family appreciates it too. If there's a topic you'd like to have discussed, feel free to drop it in the Recovery Classroom private Facebook group page, and we'll take a look at it, see what we can do. Or you can email me directly, Drew, D-R-E-W, at recoveryclassroom.org. And I'll take a look at it there too. So again, I want to thank you guys. I hope you guys have an absolutely kick-ass Tuesday. Again, if you're local to the area, I want to encourage you to come on down to the Attitude Adjustment meeting tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Bates Presbyterian, located in Huntington, West Virginia. So we'll talk again soon, guys. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.